A sudden radar blip appears over northern Yemen, and then it vanishes. Satellite feeds scramble to refocus. A convoy of mobile missile launchers was moving fast, too fast. Within seconds, thunder echoes across the valley as armored silhouettes roar in low. Before the enemy can react, the Warthogs have already fired. No names, no warnings, just steel, precision, and silence. After World War II, the US Air Force had one priority: speed, altitude, and nukes. Okay, make that 3. Everything revolved around hitting hard and getting out fast. The problem? That strategy left troops on the ground with barely any air cover when things got messy. By the time the Vietnam War broke out, it was clear. Close air support was broken. The best option they had was the A-1 Sky Raider, a slow, propeller-driven plane that got torn apart by modern anti-aircraft fire. It worked until it didn't.
Douglas had established itself as a reliable manufacturer of carrier-based bombers. However, time waits for no one, and their SBD Dauntless were eventually replaced by more advanced aircraft. Douglas engineers didn't want to fall behind the competition, so they set out to develop a new aircraft.
So, in the late 60s, the Air Force hit reset. They launched the AX program to build something different, an aircraft that could fly low, take hits, and fight dirty, right in the middle of the chaos. Out of that came the A-10 Thunderbolt II, aka the Warthog. It wasn't sleek, it wasn't fast, but it didn't need to be. This thing was built around a gun, the GAU-8 Avenger, a 30mm rotary cannon that could rip tanks apart at nearly 4,000 rounds a minute. Wrapped in titanium armor, the A-10 could lose an engine, a wing, or half its hydraulics and still fly home.
Holy crap.
Since entering service in 1977, it's gone everywhere. Iraq, the Balkans, Afghanistan, and even recent operations over Yemen. And in each of those conflicts, one thing stood out. When ground troops needed help, the Warthog was the first call. Sure, there's talk of retiring it. Some say stealth drones and next-gen jets can do the job better. Maybe, but here's the thing. The A-10's still out there, still flying, still killing missile launchers without taking a scratch. And as of 2025, it's not just surviving, it's proving a point. So what makes the Warthog deadly in 2025, almost 50 years after its debut? The answer isn't just its toughness, it's what it sees and how fast it reacts. At the core of the A-10's precision is the AAQ-28 Lightning Targeting Pod, a high-tech sensor that gives pilots real-time eyes on the battlefield. Day or night, dust storm or pitch black, this pod locks onto targets with electro-optical and infrared systems. Mobile missile launchers, enemy armor, dug-in positions. If it moves, the pod tracks it. Once locked, the A-10 can hit from afar with the AGM-65 Maverick missile. This isn't a fire and hope weapon, it's a precision-guided strike tool. It works seamlessly with the Lightning pod, homing in on targets even when visibility is low or terrain is cluttered. And if the situation demands something closer and louder, that's when the beast wakes up. Enter the GAU-8 Avenger cannon, the A-10's signature weapon. It's a 7-barrel 30mm rotary cannon capable of firing nearly 4,000 rounds per minute. Not metaphorically, literally. Each round is designed to punch through armor like it's cardboard. And it's not bolted onto the aircraft. The aircraft was built around it. But the real strength of the A-10 isn't just the weapons. It's how they work together. The pod finds the target, the Maverick wipes it from a distance, and the Avenger cleans up anything left behind. That layered capability means the Warthog can adapt mid-mission, shifting from long-range strikes to low and slow attack runs without skipping a beat. But advanced targeting alone isn't enough, not when modern battlefields are wired, jammed, and watched from every angle. To survive in that kind of environment, the A-10 doesn't just need firepower, it needs backup. That's where electronic warfare aircraft come in, especially the EA-18G Growler. While the A-10 dives in low, the Growler works in the shadows, jamming enemy radar, confusing missile systems, and blinding command centers before a single shot is fired. These aircraft don't carry bombs, but their impact is just as explosive. By disrupting enemy tracking and targeting systems, Growlers create a digital fog, allowing A-10s to fly deep into hostile zones without setting off a single alarm. This kind of support isn't optional, it's mission critical. The days of one plane does it all are long gone. Modern air dominance is a team effort, and the A-10's success depends on coordinated timing with electronic warfare, surveillance, and communications platforms across domains. So while the Warthog's cannon gets the headlines, it's the quiet coordination behind the scenes, the jammers, the relays, the radar spoofers that make each mission possible. It's a web of systems, not just a single aircraft, that wins wars today. Sometimes the A-10 doesn't need to drop bombs to win a fight. Just showing up is enough.
Squadrons successfully demonstrated during the initial testing at the Nevada Test and Training Range in February 2023 that the GAU-8 Avenger on the A-10C Thunderbolt II.
In conflict zones from Iraq to Yemen, A-10 pilots use show-of-force tactics, flying low and loud over enemy positions, pulling hard turns and unleashing that signature roar. It's not subtle, but that's the point. These maneuvers are meant to shake confidence, not buildings. And they work. The Warthog's silhouette and sound are instantly recognizable. Enemies have learned what follows: chaos. So when they see it or even hear it, many choose to back off or scatter. It's a psychological strike that requires no ammunition.
This platform's so incredible. The other half is the damage the A-10 can withstand itself. When flying close air support missions, oftentimes you're in the direct line of enemy fire, and so durability is vital. The A-10's design allows the aircraft to survive direct hits from armor-piercing and high-explosive projectiles.
But it's not just about intimidation. These tactics are strategic tools. By forcing a retreat or causing hesitation, the A-10 often prevents firefights in civilian-heavy areas. That means fewer full-scale engagements, less collateral damage, and more control over the tempo of battle. Because while the A-10 can destroy tanks, it can also stop wars before they escalate. That's air power with presence, and that presence is a weapon in its own right. As tensions escalated in the Yemeni theater in early 2025, a high-value intelligence report pinpointed multiple mobile missile launchers being repositioned by Houthi forces near key shipping lanes in the Red Sea. In response, a joint task force launched a coordinated precision strike, anchored by a flight of A-10 Thunderbolt IIs supported by EA-18G Growlers. Flying at low altitude to evade detection and guided by real-time targeting from AAQ-28 Lightning pods, the A-10s unleashed a combination of AGM-65 Maverick missiles and 30mm GAU-8 cannon fire. Within minutes, 3 launcher vehicles were disabled in separate but simultaneous engagements. No civilian infrastructure was damaged, and no aircraft were lost during the operation. U.S. Central Command reported that this action prevented a likely missile attack on a U.S. Navy patrol group operating in nearby waters, potentially averting a wider regional crisis. The strike, widely shared in clipped declassified visuals across social media, has become a defining example of the A-10's continued relevance in modern asymmetric warfare, combining surgical accuracy with battlefield durability.
In 20 rounds, which means an A-10 is capable of deploying fires on 9 to 10 targets before exhausting its gun ammunition. A-10 formations are capable of attacking over 40 armored vehicles with 30mm ammunition against big fielded forces.
As the last echoes of gunfire fade and the A-10 glides back to base, undamaged, unshaken, one thing is clear: the job got done. But behind every successful mission, another question waits. How much longer will the Warthog fly? For years, it's been targeted for retirement. Some say it's too slow, too dated, built for a different era. The future, they argue, belongs to stealth bombers, AI drones, and high-altitude precision strikes. But reality paints a different picture. In places like Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, and now Yemen, the A-10 doesn't just survive, it dominates. Over 200 sorties in just a few months, nearly 50 enemy systems destroyed, 0 aircraft losses. That's not nostalgia, that's a track record. And while military tech races forward, there's something the A-10 offers that satellites and stealth jets still can't replicate: presence. It shows up low, loud, and in person. Troops on the ground know what that means. Enemies do too. So the debate continues. Retire it or refit it? Because in a world chasing invisibility, maybe what we still need is something that refuses to disappear.